Most people believe that burning belly fat is impossible without a gym membership, heavy weights, or exhausting workout machines. But what researchers discovered after studying thousands of people who never stepped foot inside a gym will completely change the way you think about fat loss forever. For years, the fitness industry has been selling you the same story. You need a gym. You need machines. You need a personal trainer standing next to you, counting your reps, pushing you past your limits inside a building that smells like rubber mats and protein powder. And if you do not have all of that, well, you might as well forget about losing belly fat. That is what they want you to believe. That is what keeps memberships sold, equipment purchased, and supplements flying off the shelves. But here is the part they never told you. The human body did not evolve inside a gym. It evolved outside, in open spaces, moving naturally, carrying things, walking long distances, climbing, bending, pushing, and pulling through the demands of everyday life. And your body still remembers that. Deep inside your biology, the mechanisms for burning fat have nothing to do with treadmills or cable machines. They have everything to do with how consistently you move, how well you eat, how deeply you sleep, and how effectively you manage the invisible force that most people completely overlook when it comes to belly fat. Let us start with something that will probably surprise you. The single most powerful driver of belly fat accumulation is not laziness. It is not even overeating. According to research published by the American Journal of Physiology, chronically elevated cortisol levels are directly linked to the storage of visceral fat, which is the deep belly fat that wraps around your internal organs and is the hardest kind to lose. Cortisol is your stress hormone. When your body is under constant stress, whether that stress comes from a demanding job, poor sleep, emotional pressure, or even from doing extreme exercise too frequently, your body interprets that as a survival threat. And in survival mode, your body does one thing very reliably. It stores fat. Specifically, it stores fat around your midsection because that location gives your vital organs the fastest access to energy when your body thinks danger is near. So if you have been grinding yourself into the ground at the gym and still not seeing results around your belly, this might be exactly why. The gym itself was triggering more cortisol, not less. Now here is where things get genuinely interesting. Researchers at the University of Virginia conducted a long-term study comparing two groups of people. The first group followed a traditional high-intensity gym-based exercise program 5 days a week. The second group walked briskly for 30 to 45 minutes per day and made specific adjustments to their daily nutrition. After 12 weeks, both groups lost weight. But the second group, the walkers who never once set foot in a gym, lost significantly more visceral belly fat than the gym group. The reason comes down to something called the fat burning zone. When you exercise at a moderate pace, your body primarily burns fat as fuel. When you push into high-intensity territory, your body switches to burning carbohydrates for quick energy. This does not mean high-intensity exercise is bad. It means that for the specific goal of burning belly fat, steady moderate movement paired with smart nutrition is actually more effective than punishing yourself through intense workouts. Walking is one of the most underrated fat-burning tools that exists. And not just any walking. The pace matters. When you walk at a speed that slightly elevates your heart rate, somewhere between a comfortable stroll and a light jog, your body enters a metabolic state that pulls energy directly from stored fat. 30 minutes of brisk walking every single day can increase your resting metabolic rate, which means your body continues burning more calories even hours after you stop moving. Researchers at Harvard Medical School confirmed that people who walk briskly for at least 30 minutes 5 days per week reduce their risk of obesity-related diseases by over 30%. But more relevant to what we are talking about today, consistent brisk walking has been shown to reduce visceral fat even in people who made no changes to their diet at all. Imagine what happens when you add the right nutritional strategy on top of that. Nutrition is the piece that most people dramatically underestimate. Not because they do not know food matters, but because the information out there is so contradictory and overwhelming that most people give up trying to figure it out. So let us make it very simple. Your body burns belly fat when two conditions are consistently met. First, you need to be in a slight caloric deficit, meaning you consume a little less energy than your body uses each day. not a dramatic deficit, not starvation, just a gentle, sustainable reduction. Second, the quality of what you eat determines whether your body burns fat or holds onto it. Processed foods, refined sugars, and liquid calories are the three biggest blockers of fat loss that the research consistently identifies. When you eat highly processed food, your blood sugar spikes rapidly, your body releases large amounts of insulin to manage that spike, and insulin is a fat storage hormone. As long as insulin levels stay elevated throughout the day, your body cannot access stored fat for energy. It is physically blocked from doing so. This means that someone who eats clean whole foods, even without exercising at all, will often lose more belly fat than someone who trains hard but eats processed food every day. Protein is your most powerful nutritional ally in this process. When you consume enough protein throughout the day, your body preserves lean muscle mass even as you lose fat. This matters enormously because muscle tissue burns calories at rest. The more lean muscle you maintain, the higher your resting metabolism, and the more fat your body burns even while you are sitting still, working at your desk, or sleeping. A study published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that increasing protein intake to around 30% of total daily calories led to a spontaneous reduction in overall calorie consumption and significantly accelerated fat loss compared to lower protein diets. Foods like eggs, chicken breast, Greek yogurt, cottage cheese, legumes, and fish are all excellent sources that keep you full, protect your muscle, and support the fat-burning process without requiring a single gym session. Sleep is the third pillar that almost nobody talks about seriously enough. While you sleep, your body does the majority of its repair and metabolic regulation work. During deep sleep stages, your body releases growth hormone, which is the primary hormone responsible for breaking down fat tissue and rebuilding muscle. When you consistently sleep less than 7 hours per night, growth hormone secretion drops significantly, cortisol levels rise, hunger hormones like ghrelin spike, and the hormones that signal fullness like leptin decrease. The result is a body that is biologically driven to overeat, store fat, and resist every effort you make to change your body composition. Research from the University of Chicago showed that participants who slept only 5.5 hours per night lost 55% less fat than those who slept 8.5 hours, even though both groups followed the exact same diet. Sleep is not passive recovery. It is active fat burning. Prioritizing 7 to 9 hours of quality sleep every night might be the single most effective thing you can do for belly fat reduction that requires zero physical effort. Hydration is another factor that quietly influences how your body processes and burns fat. Water is required for the metabolic process called lipolysis, which is the actual chemical breakdown of fat molecules for energy. When you are even mildly dehydrated, this process slows down. Your kidneys begin to struggle with filtering waste, your liver picks up the slack, and when your liver is occupied with filtering toxins instead of processing fat, your rate of fat burning decreases. Drinking adequate water, typically around 2 to 3 liters per day, depending on your body size and activity level, keeps lipolysis running efficiently and helps your body flush out the byproducts of fat metabolism. A study from the Journal of Clinical Endocrinology and Metabolism found that drinking around 500 milliliters of cold water increased metabolic rate by approximately 30% for up to 40 minutes afterward. That means something as effortless as drinking a large glass of cold water multiple times per day is actively contributing to your fat-burning results. Bodyweight exercises performed at home round out the picture in a powerful way. When you combine daily walking with targeted bodyweight movements that engage your core and large muscle groups, you create a metabolic environment that is extremely efficient at burning fat. Exercises like mountain climbers, plank holds, bodyweight squats, glute bridges, and standing oblique crunches can be performed anywhere, require no equipment whatsoever. And when done consistently 3 to 4 times per week in sessions of 20 to 30 minutes, they build the lean muscle mass that keeps your metabolism elevated all day long. The key word is consistency. 3 moderate sessions per week done consistently over 3 months will produce dramatically better results than intense gym sessions done sporadically with long gaps in between. The body does not need a gym. It needs a signal. It needs to be told consistently through movement, nutrition, sleep, and hydration that it is safe, that it is nourished, and that it needs to be lean and efficient. When you send that signal every single day through the simple, sustainable habits we have discussed, your body responds. The belly fat begins to move. The waistline begins to shrink. And the change happens not because you suffered through something hard, but because you worked with your biology instead of fighting against it. This is what the fitness industry does not profit from telling you. The most effective path to burning belly fat does not require expensive equipment, a monthly membership, or hours of exhausting exercise. It requires understanding how your body actually works and giving it exactly what it needs to do the job it was always designed to do. The gym is a tool, but it has never been the only tool. And for millions of people, it was never the right one to begin with. If this changed the way you think about belly fat and what it actually takes to lose it, hit that subscribe button right now because we are just getting started. Every week, we break down the real science behind fat loss, nutrition, and body transformation in a way that is actually useful for real people living real lives. Drop a comment below and tell us, have you ever lost fat without the gym? We read every single one.